Hello everybody, and welcome back after a long break to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward for the Nintendo 3DS. My name is Michael Gray. I'm here with Michael Ridgaway.
Ahoy hoy.
And we were both here in the last video, so you know who we are, hopefully.
This is a seamless transition.
Yes. Right now we're in the second half of the Clover pathway, as I'm trying to show you here. To get this, you go to the yellow door, then you betray, and now we're going to go through the green door. Although it looks like the game just forces you through the green door and doesn't give you a choice.
Yeah. Green is the color of betrayal.
The Clover, like I said, this is the Clover ending. This will be ending number 6 in our long video walkthrough, so 2/3 of the way through the game.
It's quite a trek. I don't want to spoil it till we get there. Suffice it to say, I think this is the ending where there's a glitch in the 3DS version, and yeah, it can cause you to lose your entire game.
There was one in the that was in the Tenmyoji ending, I think, in the
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
The room where you put on those suits, the pressure exchange chamber?
Yes, that's it. That happened to me. I don't know if I said that in the last one because it's been a few months since we did this, but yeah, I was very upset at this game.
Yeah, but it has been like 3 months. We don't remember what happened.
We're gonna make a lot of the same jokes, a lot of the same comments, and we'll go back and watch the other one and just be like, oh crap, we are repetitive. We are derivative men. That's what we are.
I have some of the comments from the previous videos, so I can figure out what other people were commenting on 3 months ago.
Oh, really? Oh.
But there's actually one thing I wanted to specifically comment on, not last time, but I think like 3 videos ago. I mentioned the breweries in our area. I think it must have been when Anna was on, or Diana, and somehow we got on the topic of alcohol, and the Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery is really, really close to my house.
Ah, okay.
And then Nicholas like, but that's a horrible tasting brew.
That's sort of not the point, though.
Well, the point I wanted to make is there are like 12 different breweries, you know, in Portland, Oregon, but Pabst is the only one that people outside of Oregon have actually heard of.
Is Pabst from Pabst in Oregon? I thought that was, I don't know.
Milwaukee?
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
There's Milwaukee, Oregon, but, whoops. Milwaukee is one of the, like, southeast, that's southeast Portland, just on the other side of the river. Let me look it up.
I thought Milwaukee was Midwest.
Yeah, okay, well, let's see where it's made.
There's another Milwaukee.
There is another Milwaukee, okay. Established in Milwaukee, but it moved to Los Angeles. Well, then why do they have the brewing place near my place?
Who knows? I mean, National Bohemian, aka Natty Bo, is sort of it's Baltimore's cheap beer, but it hasn't been made here quite some time. Okay. I still drink it though, because I really like it. Yeah, I think we were talking about this last time. Now I remember. We were talking about, I think I remember mentioning my theory that everyone gets like one cheap beer that they can like without people ragging on them. Mm-hmm. It's like I like Natty Bo a lot. Other people like Budweiser or Coors.
Yeah, I prefer Pabst. I mean, I first got it when I was in, I was actually in the Chicagoland area, bowling, of all things. And they were just having a deal. It's like 99-cent Pabst. So I had like 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the great thing about cheap beer.
Yeah, it doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah.
So
Like,
wait,
if you just
you're supposed to be commenting on the game, but I just wanted to point out that there are more. There's more than just Pabst Blue Ribbon in my place. It's just that's apparently our favorite here. So this is the treatment center.
Yes, treatment center,
It becomes
not
important.
a brewery.
It does become important later on in the game. I think it.
Yes.
I think just because of the way we've been playing it, we haven't seen this place before.
Hmm.
But in the next ending, it's going to feature heavily, and I think another playthrough too.
Because people need treatment,
Yeah, especially.
and hence they come to the treatment center.
And the game, I think the game is just going to presume this is where Quark has been, you know, in all the pathways where we don't see him. We presume that's
Yeah.
here getting treatment.
Yeah.
We won't specifically know where because right now we're just examining plants.
Right. Well, you know, this game also has a very strong horticultural theme.
Mm-hmm.
It actually counts for credit at Pepperdine's botany class.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
That's very good.
Little known fact. So, if any of the people watching this want to transfer to Pepperdine, you know, you have a couple extra credits going in if you've played this game.
So, okay, now I'm reading the instructions for this puzzle. You've probably seen this in other games. I have. Guess the series of 4 numbers.
Yep.
And if, let's see, is this one? Okay, this one just has if you've got the correct number in the correct place, and if you've got the correct number in the wrong place. Whereas other variations are if you're 1 away from the correct number, you get a specific note. I've seen that before. So basically what I did while recording this is I did the puzzle like for 15 minutes straight until I got a version where I managed to solve the puzzle somewhat quickly.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like I had a strategy for this. Is it? Yeah, you only get so many tries, right?
Yeah, you'll notice that I've got 3
Yeah,
more
that little
tries
bar is
left.
filling up. I feel like I had a strategy. I forget what it was, but I think I managed to get it within the first 10. I think I must have. I usually start with the middle and just be like, okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
clearly
there
my
you go.
strategy was find out what the 4 numbers are to begin with. But I think I was also writing them down. It's easier when they write it down on the piece of paper. I mean, so you know that 1, 2, 3, 4 has 2 hits.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you saw there, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 has 2 hits. Once you make your next guess, you can't see what your previous guesses were. That's what makes that variation of the puzzle difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the 3 healing pods. Cryogenic freezing pods, whatever the difference is.
Well, you know, cryogenic freezing pods would preserve you. A freezing pod is just a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is the cryogenic one. This is the one that will freeze you for 50 years.
Ah, yes. Oh, yes.
Or until somebody unplugs it.
After which all bets are off, baby.
Yeah, when is Abraham Lincoln going to be unfrozen from his freezing pod?
We're not supposed to talk about that, Michael. That's a state secret.
Oh, whoops. Was it him or Kennedy?
You are going to ruin Game Cola's security clearance at this rate.
Mm-hmm. So here we have the clocks. Clearly there's some sort of time puzzle. There's one inside the other 2 pods, but I think I was lazy and just showed you the one because it's the same every time you play. Do I even have the clock hands at this point? Oh, this is where Clover goes on a lecture on why this clock is suspicious looking. Glad she's on our side. So I think there was news about Virtue's Last Reward recently, number 3.
Yes, in that it's not not happening unless people like the community makes it happen, pretty much.
Yeah, it's facing funding issues. Let's see what this is. I'll find a website which talks about it. Oh, that's an old article about.
There is a. No, I believe it's. Is it Project Bluebird? Is that the? Let me double check that. But no, there is a little.
Oh, wow, it's a huge thing of what he said on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
So,
But there's
yeah,
groups
the
that have been started.
director Kotaro basically just went on a Twitter thing about it. I guess he must have posted in English. Or it's translated, I'm not sure. But he doesn't want to go to Kickstarter, so...
Which is interesting.
Well, I can read...
Sorry, it's Operation Bluebird is what it's called, if you want more information on sort of this fan organization that's trying to get the last, I assume it's the last, Zero Escape made.
Presumably, yeah. Yeah, Operation Bluebird, okay. So Zero Escape fans start Operation Bluebird.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got his huge thing on Twitter here. It says, the followers using English have increased, so I decided to make another account exclusively for English. This is the account, so I will tweet in English here. The user who can read English, please follow this account. And then you may unfollow my Japanese account. However, I'm not good at English. Please forgive my terrible writing. I hope what I want to say is conveyed to you accurately. First, I appreciate... This is a long video. We've got time. First, I appreciate...
Just give the entire press release.
To the users who have played 999 or Virtue's Last Reward, thank you very much. I guess you've been curious about Zero Escape 3. It's difficult to realize it at this stage, but we've done all we can. A lot of budget is needed to make the Zero Escape series. We have to persuade the managers in order to obtain it. The managers know Zero Escape is especially valued by many users outside Japan. Some of them think they want to make a sequel just as much as we wish, but in Japan, 999 and Virtue's Last Reward are in the red. They are not selling more than people think. I'm sad, but all companies exist for profit-making purposes. If the profits can't be expected, naturally the project isn't approved. So they're just trying to convince the managers at this point, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame because I actually really enjoy these games. Obviously, if I'm here doing this, but I mean, if you don't want to go to Kickstarter, and the management isn't gonna put it forward because it's not profitable enough, I don't know what you're gonna do unless unless you just shop it around some more.
Yeah, well, it does say that they're trying different methods, but he shot down Kickstarter as the method, so it makes you wonder. Oh well.
I mean, unless there is some brand spanking new way of funding that I'm not aware of out there. The main thing is you're looking for an investor. Maybe he's, going to shop it around to, if the higher ups at Axis don't want to payroll it, maybe he'll take it directly to Sony or to Nintendo, or maybe like someone like Capcom that has a big following for Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, didn't he I'm trying to remember. I thought he wrote another game, or maybe it's another one starring... Yeah, I completely forget at this point. We wrote a Game Cola News article about it. It's okay, so this is a puzzle, and it's got funny dialogue because they make references to Metroid, which I like. Because these jellyfish things look like Metroids, so Clover was being... I wouldn't say clever, but she's being funny here. You'll notice I'm having a hard time controlling this puzzle because it's one of those tilt your 3DS puzzles.
Oh yeah.
but I need to keep it inside the camera range while solving the puzzle. So
Isn't there an option that you can just do a controller?
I don't think there is, but you'll notice I gave up and then eventually just did it like that. And now I'm gonna have to move it back into place.
So many puns.
That's it. He'll take it to the National Pun Corporation.
I mean, they've got deep pockets.
Deep, deep pockets.
I was trying to figure out a pun for deep pockets, but nothing's coming.
Okay, I'll just have to look at more information. It says,
This is
oh, okay, never mind. It's a sweet fuse at your side for the PSP. It's a visual novel produced by Axis, so never mind. I thought so. That was their visual novel project after this game, I guess. I don't know what their current one is, or if they're even making one. But it's about somebody who's trapped in an amusement park, and it looks like there's a giant pig.
Fun.
Smoking a cigar, wearing sunglasses.
Axis isn't doing that. Is it Danganronpa? That's I've heard that touted as one of the new Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. It's sort of yeah, it's okay. So it's from Spike and Spike Chunsoft.
Okay.
So
other makers
same
of this
developer.
game, yeah.
Yeah. So not Axis, but I hear that that's doing pretty well. And whenever I get a Vita, which is to say whenever I can get it for super cheap because Vita.
Yeah.
I definitely want to check that out. Let's see, reception. Looking at the Wikipedia page. Yeah, that's apparently doing pretty well in Japan. I don't know. Maybe they'll see if anybody at Spike Chunsoft wants to grab it or wants to do some funding for it.
I literally have a pile of like 5 or 6 games for my Nintendo 3DS, which I haven't touched.
Really?
I've got a huge... That's the only system I have a backlog for right now is the 3DS. I keep
3DS backlog does not last long in my house because I chew through those games so ridiculously fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got it all... I keep it right next to my 3DS, so...
Right.
Near the charger, so eventually I'll get to it. Fire Emblem, I really want to get to that.
Fire Emblem's great.
I'm one of those weird people that liked the DS, the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon.
I liked it. I played it. I thought it was good.
It's one of those situations where, like, American tastes are completely the opposite of Japanese. So if you ask the Americans to list their favorite Fire Emblem games, and you ask the Japanese to list their favorite Fire Emblem games, the two lists are opposite of each other.
Interesting. I honestly haven't played too many Fire Emblems in the past. I played Shadow Dragon on the DS, and I played Awakening. I really like both. trying to get Vanjie to play Fire Emblem to see how she cares for it.
I played the second one for the NES. Don't know why I didn't play the first one. I guess the first one wasn't translated in an unofficial ROM at that point.
Right.
So I mean I love that. So I got the GameCube one and the sequel to it. So Radiant Dawn and
the Wii one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those games are high on my list to acquire, both to play and for my own personal collection. However, they are quite rare these days.
Yeah, they're good. What can I say? I like them. I meant to play them again, but apparently I didn't bring them up here. I think I only brought up my let's see, I brought Paper Mario for my GameCube games. I brought up here the Zelda ones and Paper Mario. I didn't have any room for anything else. So now we're seeing that these pods can freeze plants and they can cure plants. So
Plantsicle.
It definitely does double duty.
I like how it turned the base, like the pot, into like a giant block of ice. Like it completely altered the physical composition.
Yeah. I don't know much about cryogenic freezing beyond watching Austin Powers. So
no, it turns clay to ice. Turns clay to ice. That's what it does. That's the science.
So yeah, I think we're gonna mention that. We're gonna be sad. We don't want to freeze Quark, but I guess we don't have a choice.
Nope. Let's freeze him.
We should at least take the snacks out of the hat first. I mean, seriously. Wait, I think this is where we
Big
get
little corpse.
I think something's going to happen. We have to check the screen, and it's going to tell us the crazy twist. Which is not that much of a twist. The screen is clearly blank. I think Sigma's just making things up. That is a blank screen.
Maybe it's written in invisible ink.
Hmm.
Because that's how computers work.
Yeah. So it can't cure his it can't cure Radical 6, but it will freeze him and cure some of the symptoms.
Oh wait, it says more. Look how much more it says.
Oh, CAS. Yay. Our heroes. Apparently they haven't watched Austin Powers.
I know, right? It's like, what? Do we really have to explain this to you guys? Maybe they have no pop culture in this world. Maybe it's a world without Austin Powers or Futurama.
Yeah.
Or
Futurama is also a good one, although I think probably more people nowadays haven't seen like the first episodes.
Really? I feel like it's in repeat a lot. So.
Oh.
But anyway, there's so many other things, you know. The aliens.
Yeah.
You know.
Thinking about all sorts of sci-fi things I've seen with that.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a long enough running sci-fi program, I think you eventually do like a cryogenic freezing one.
Well, I guess this is technically somewhat in the future. It's like when is the game? Say like the Sigma is like it's like 2020 something like that.
It's like 2030 because there's whatever you call it, the eclipse.
Yeah.
So we have
so you know what?
Date. Yeah.
They're already living in the future. They don't need sci-fi. They've just completely let it go by the wayside. That's why they don't know about Cryosleep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, we've been talking about they've been talking about space travel a little bit in the moon, I think.
Yeah.
And that's
We're not that far away
how
from having
they're
moon
suggesting
bases.
people get to Mars is through putting them in cryosleep.
Yeah. As I mean, it's going to be a boring ass trip.
Yeah,
I think it'll take like at least like a year to get to Mars.
yeah. So it's who knows how long it's going to take us, but
You can only play Pinochle so many times before you go insane.
yeah. So basically, I don't remember at this point anymore, but that poster we found gives us two different passwords. You can go through the poster one way, and then you can go through it the other way for the other password.
Yeah, you gotta count the
Numbers.
letters across.
Yeah, so if it's like 3, you move ahead 3 spaces, and then you move ahead 4 spaces.
This one actually took me forever. Well, no, regular solution I got. It was the special combination. I had a hell of a time getting.
Yeah,
I think I cheated.
super
All right, I
difficult.
looked up a hint.
Let me actually look it up now, because now I'm interested enough. Let's look on Game Facts. I want to read my walkthrough and see if my walkthrough is at all helpful. Guess what? Oh hey, I'm second to the top. I'm not the star walkthrough, but I'm number 1 in the unstarred walkthroughs.
Yeah.
So I'm the most recommended of the unrecommended walkthroughs. Yes.
You're first among losers, at least.
Yay. Oh wow, and I spent like 5 pages explaining how to solve that the blow-by-blow puzzle. The one on the door.
Mm-hmm.
The secret file. Oh, secret file is going back and forth clockwise and then clockwise. Whatever. I don't know where I'm getting these ones. Okay, it's doing it consecutively, whereas the other one is going from start. So those are the
Mm-hmm.
so it's 8 squares from start, then 16 squares from start, and the other one is like 8 squares and then consecutively that.
Yeah, it's
Still not intuitive, yeah.
it's one of those things. Like I was just about ready to throw my 3DS to the ground. It's like, oh, how the hell do you do this? And it's just like, screw it. It's not worth me busting a vessel.
Of course, both start with P. So past and poor. I don't think poor means anything for us here.
Hey, Michael, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your end, I think.
You're getting a lot of feedback? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me, what's this?
It's a little better now. It's just kind of like a low-level buzzing.
I think it might be coming from my, computer, but I can try to change my settings a bit.
Oh, that's really bad there. It's still pretty bad.
Okay, go down.
Quite bad.
Go down.
A little better.
There we go. It's like that.
Yeah, that's manageable.
Puts me down to like, well, I should be able to get rid of it in editing no matter what, but
Oh, okay.
now we're learning about cold sleep.
Oh, yeah, cold sleep. Yes. Not buzzing. Cold sleep. Cold sleep is relevant, buzzing not so much.
Yeah, Our heroes can't... Oh, and we're talking about the past 2 nonary games.
Who comes up with an idea like the nonary game? I mean, like I know who because I played 999. It's just, yeesh, there is something wrong with your head.
You know, they said it was a variation of, you know, like those ancient Roman Colosseum things. I don't know.
I mean, it's a horror movie, is what it is. I guess, well, you know, it's a survival game anyway. But no, I'm thinking of that movie Cube. Have you ever seen that?
I think we've mentioned, yeah, we have mentioned that before. I've never seen it,
Okay.
but you could talk about it.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh.
I read Wikipedia summaries of the horror movies.
It must have been Nicola then.
Vanjie has seen it. She did not care for it. I think she spent most of the movie with her hands over her eyes. But it's about a bunch of people. Quick synopsis: a bunch of people stuck in this sort of giant cube made out of smaller, or no, this giant like maze made out of these cubes that rearrange themselves, and each cube is typically full of deadly traps, and you know everybody has to work together to get out of it, except that you know there's betrayals and deaths and you know horrible traps like I said. So, and I don't think by the end anyone actually gets out, or if they do, it's one of those endings where someone gets out, but it's like, but oh no, you were just inside a bigger cube all along, dun dun dun, and so on.
Yeah, that sounds it. And hey, voice acting is back, right?
Yay, voice acting.
My video is muted, so I can't tell. I remember reading something from the crew that made this game, and they put a bunch of Easter eggs in, maybe not particularly here, but also in the security room, where you have that screen, and they just made up fake text for that.
Nice.
So they put in a bunch of Doctor Who characters, all the My Little Pony ponies.
That's great.
And so on and so forth. What is it? Yeah, no, security. Okay. We aren't going through security yet. No, what? Oh, yeah, that's the Luna ending. Okay, so you get to see it in the Luna ending.
Oh, okay.
That's when you go through security with, I think it's just Sigma and Phi there.
Yes.
Because they both knock out cold during that particular walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
They take a minor nap.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're in the middle of solving a series of puzzles with your very life on the line, it can be tiring. And
He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and sometimes you know you just need a quick power nap.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's totally reasonable.
Besides, she takes a nap at the same time, so it's not like, you know, he just took a nap and then...
Yeah, it's not like he's slacking off. I mean, it's nap time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like she's already asleep. It's like, well, what's he gonna do? Just sit around and try to wake her up? That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, like, watch her? That's creepy. No.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Everybody takes a nap. Everyone just takes a quick little siesta, and you're good to go.
I think this should be the name of the video, Nap Time, because Quark is taking
Right.
a nap now.
Yeah. No, I know when I'm in the middle of a life or death situation, I'm like, you know what, guys, can't deal with this right now.
Don't ask me.
Nap.
How am I supposed
I need to sleep on it.
All it says is
Hostage
subject.
situation?
A,
Nap.
that's creepy. B,
Bomb
it
defusal?
doesn't tell us anything
Nap.
about who they might have been.
It's, I mean, really, you should sleep on it.
And this
you know, you get those hostage takers. Like, listen, guys, maybe you're a little bit tired. I'm sure you spent a lot of time planning this heist and this hostage taking. Why don't we just take a nap? There's some couches in the lobby. We can probably, you know, find some coats for blankets. Let's just take a nap. And I guarantee you, half an hour, we're gonna wake up refreshed. We're gonna feel a lot better. And hey, maybe you won't want to hold us hostage anymore. It's a good tactic. I should be a negotiator.
That is weird.
I could be your part-time job.
Yes. Oh gosh.
No, it's funny because you know I was talking, I guess like a couple of days ago about this preschool, and what they do for naps is they play classical music to get all the kids to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
They play classical music during the nap time, and so now the parents sort of have to play classical music to get the kids to more
Suckers.
at nighttime because they've associated classical music with sleeping.
Maybe he wanted us to see the records.
That's good.
So I think right
Could
now we're learning that 2 of the pods were used recently.
Could it all be a trick? All of these records are fake.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I don't know, we were talking about naps, but there are records, so I think 2 people were recently defrosted.
Well, I can't say for sure, but it seems
So that's
right?
that's a plot
Did
twist. We can all guess who was defrosted recently.
Probably the one who most smells like the microwave, am I right?
Well, let's
Yeah,
ask somebody
yeah.
else. Maybe they can think
Well,
of
it would explain
Hi.
what we've seen earlier is people arguing about what day it is, because Sigma was taken on Christmas and Alice was taken like a week earlier.
Yeah, and we need to tell everyone what
God,
happened
you
with
know, that's gotta suck. Taking on Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he was writing an essay too on Christmas.
oh god. I guess his Christmas wasn't gonna be that good anyway. I mean, but jeez, getting taken on Christmas. I mean, either you're stuck there waiting, wondering what you were going to get, or maybe you got something really good. I guess the only time it would be okay to be kidnapped on Christmas is if you got like a bunch of really crappy stuff from your relatives, like I don't know, like ugly sweaters and I don't know, like fruitcake and all that stuff. And you were under threat of having to sit there for the rest of the day with your relatives and like kind of fake,
I thought so.
like give them a present face about how great it was. Like, oh wow, it's a purple sweater with a giant smiley face on it. This is great. Like do crap like that, and so getting kidnapped in that instance would be a pretty sweet release, because suddenly you don't have to worry about dealing with your relatives.
Well,
I
I
think
know
it
what
is.
I do is, you know, every Christmas I have my buddies on call. So if I send them a text message which says 911, that means please come in and pretend to kidnap me. You know, every Christmas just to make it happy. But I think poor Sigma, he's never going to find out what grade he got for his Christmas essay that he wrote at the last minute. I bet it was like an A or something.
I mean, maybe it wasn't.
Well, he
Maybe,
was put
maybe
under
he
pressure,
bombed it.
kind of.
I mean, maybe he did really bad. That's why he was like, maybe he was waited till the absolute last minute, or like he had to like spend Christmas working on it.
Well, it was.
Maybe it's crap.
I think he explained the situation in that he wrote the essay and then his computer just died on him, and he had to write it all again from scratch, and that's why he was doing this stuff on Christmas.
Weren't you planning to? I thought that was
Because
why
he
you were
traveled to the
options
school to use
for
the school
making
computer
records.
because his personal
Right.
laptop decided to crap out. So, what if he got a new laptop for Christmas and he's missing out on that?
Ooh, God, that would suck. Well, I mean, all you're missing out on is setting up your laptop.
Oh,
just, you know, going through the Windows updates,
Mm-hmm.
taking out all the shovelware. I mean, that's not a particularly pleasant experience either.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that with my new laptop too. It wants to upgrade, but it won't let me upgrade. It says, "Whoa, this is not an administrator account." I'm like, "This is the only account on the computer."
Yeah, right?
Just
It's
wait already.
It's wacky.
Anyway, right now we're talking about the fact that Sigma and Clover are a pair against Quark, and Quark cannot possibly betray us because he's frozen right now.
Alright,
He was frozen today, to quote whatever that movie is.
Frozen? Are we quoting Frozen?
No.
I couldn't even if I wanted to. I haven't seen it yet.
I thought we would get through it, get through this movie without saying Frozen. I don't know. 1991 movie, Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan.
No! Don't even think about that!
Sounds like a winner.
Oh wait, Suburban Commando? Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so Christopher Lloyd shouts, "I was frozen today" in that movie.
Is he the bad guy in that? I thought it was Buster Poindexter was the bad guy in that.
It's just
No, wait, Christopher Lloyd's the father.
It's just saying the characters' names here on this webpage, so I can't tell you.
Jeez. Well, it's just like I said then. If K gets 9 BP, then there won't be a third AB game.
Anyway, yeah, we'll talk more about Frozen if we get Anna back, because she likes to pretend she's Princess Anna when she's not. Because in the movie it's Anna, and it's like those are two completely different pronunciations.
So you think that K will stay here, even if he gets enough points to leave?
So now we're debating about the other people. So, I mean, there's a chance that other people could get out, which means, gee, maybe we should betray so we can get out. Because if Dio betrays, he'll have 9 points, and then he'll leave. Game over.
Right.
And apparently they're saying K is doing the exact same thing.
This is a hard game for me to play at times because,
They do.
yeah, I want to yell at everybody. It's just like, why do you have to be dicks? Just, you know, play 3 games instead of
2, yeah.
2, and you'll be fine.
I guess there wouldn't be as much dramatic tension, but I mean, there are.
Oh no, definitely not. It'd be pretty boring otherwise. It's just, you know, I guess me wanting to yell at it is sort of part of the fun of it. That makes sense?
Yeah, but there are definitely three of the 9 pathways include people going 3 rounds, but you know, like 6 of them include people going only 2 rounds. So, for what it's worth, it does happen sometimes, just not very often. Okay, so I think they were saying K and Dio are both at 6 points, so they're the ones in danger of or we're in danger of being betrayed by them, having them leave. I don't know, I feel like our characters are going to have to talk about something else, because they tend to do that. They tend to get off topic and distracted by other things. We've still got we've still got an hour, so there's got to be something else which comes up.
Hey, where's Quark?
Usually it's a search for Quark, but we know where Quark is, so we're not going to search for him.
It's like, chill, Tenmi OG, man.
He's
just right.
Come on.
It's fine. He's frozen. He's cool.
He's absolutely chill.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I know. I thought that's what you were doing, so... Oh, wait. My mistake. 3 people were unfrozen, not just 2. So 3 people were unfrozen today.
My God.
Well, are they safe or aren't they?
Tenmyoji's kind of got like a Nicolas Cage vibe going with his with
now.
what he says.
Yeah.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
Plenty of time to go have a look and come back.
Rather, how'd it get froze?
Come on, then.
Okay, so some of them are going to go... I thought we were just going to go straight into voting. Okay.
No, we need the exposition, Michael. The exposition.
We
is
need
so
to know that Tenmyoji is going to visit Quark.
Yes. We need to.
I beg your pardon.
I will be lost without this exposition.
Oh, now they're talking about things which happened in a previous video, which I don't remember. Okay. Oh, wait, no, that was this video. Okay, they opened the voting booths before everybody got back, and now Sigma's just getting all pissy about it.
As he does.
Yeah, but I mean...
This is why he needs a nap.
It's not like we opened them all.
There's a half hour before you actually have to vote, so don't worry. It's like you had a half hour to get back.
It's like, how big
Yes.
is this place?
Oh, it was Dio. Okay. Isn't it like in one of the endings, I think, where Dio just opens A-B gates early and then jumps inside his booth early so he doesn't have to talk to anyone?
If you hadn't made it
Yeah.
back to the deadline, you'd have just defaulted to ally.
That's exactly a move he would do.
He's such a dick.
Ah, but here we go. Here's the note. This is one of the notes we found. We only find it in the endings where it's actually relevant to the storyline.
I didn't
So-
open the pantry either.
Funny how that works out. This is the one where it says that at least somebody from each group of 3 has to vote,
Here
or
are
else all 3 of them get
rules
killed.
for you. Not voting is not a option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words,
Which is a shame, because, you know, when I was playing a game, I thought the best thing to do was, okay, nobody votes ever. That way everybody automatically
Just say no.
do that 3 times in a row and everybody's good.
Nope. Every bunny has to vote. They just said it.
Mm-hmm. Not voting is not an option.
Man. I didn't know. Of course I wouldn't have. What the hell, bro?
Yeah, bro. What the hell?
Do have to wonder if they have all these crazy puns and well,
you
wait,
said the
yes they do.
room we went into was a treatment
Yeah,
center,
no, I'm
right?
sure they
Rabbit
do.
puns in
If they
Japanese.
treat people there, I think
Yeah.
they'd have shelves of medicine and stuff. Did you find any axelavir?
Axelavir sounds like more like a like Prozac or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like performance enhancing. Like learn to excel with Axelavir.
That sounds actually fantastic. I would buy.
I take the hell out of Axelavir.
But then they probably followed up with like 40 seconds. So it's like Exposition is not for anybody. If you report dizziness or do not operate heavy machinery while working Exposition,
If you breathe oxygen, Axelavir may not be for you.
please consult your doctor.
Please consult a mortician when using Axelavir.
Oh, okay. So now we're gonna get to the people who are frozen today, right? Is he gonna tell us about that? So, eventually these videos are going to be a little bit better in quality. I've got a new, I found...
I mean, it's not just two jagoffs talking about making smart comments, or like that's actually going to be helpful.
I meant the video quality. There aren't going to be like borders on the top and the bottom. I figured out how to get rid of them. I got a program which does that.
Oh my.
But we've got like 4 videos down the pipe.
Ain't you fancy?
So
So this cold sleep.
It took forever. I was trying to get another Game Cola staff member, Joseph, to do it for me, but he didn't want to, so that's going to be with video number 20, starting with video number 20. I guess that's the,
Stop when you were put into a cold sleep.
starting with the Luna ending. We'll actually get to see that, so at the very end of the walkthrough, we'll have it look slightly better without those huge borders.
I feel like I'm at the beginning of the dawn of a new age here.
Then we can just defrost
Like
ourselves right away.
this is a momentous occasion. I'm proud to be a part of this.
Yes. Oh.
I imagine that will
And
work for you.
Phi just comes up with the good idea that if you get frozen, your bracelet will come off, because the bracelet comes off when your heart rate reaches 0.
Don't worry.
So just freeze yourself off, then unfreeze yourself. Shouldn't take too long.
Come up with a plan once we know more.
Yeah.
Of course.
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad
Got no
plan at
more
all.
bracelet to worry about. So now they all head downstairs to get rid of their bracelets, and I'm sure something is going to
What do
happen
you mean
here.
The cold sleep function doesn't work.
Zero turned it off as soon as they figured it out. Oh, seriously?
Zero Senior must have just locked it down.
This is why when you have big revelations, you need to keep them to yourself, because otherwise you're just hearing through his...
Set this up.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he's everywhere.
It is no
He's
pleasant.
got his cameras and everything.
We have seen how thorough Zero is. Would he really have left such an obvious loophole?
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. If
Yeah.
Junior heard me, he couldn't shut it off.
Whatever the
Yes.
case,
Oh, your fault,
it's an
Phi.
unfortunate outcome. Unfortunate? Really?
So wait, when Kay is bending over like that, I can see the background through his shoulder loop.
How could you say that?
Not resting on his body. What? It's kind of very loose shoulder loop. No, what's this? Now we have to vote?
10 minutes remain until
Okay, it's gonna take him 10 minutes to get back, probably.
closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before...
So hopefully we won't have like the 5 minutes of discussing who's gonna vote what, because we've already sat through that.
Time's running out. We should get back, guys.
Are you saying that you don't want more exposition, Michael Gray? Because I don't know how to respond to that.
You're a solo. Luna and
No,
Phi
wait,
are
never mind. We're getting exposition.
Hey, exposition! Yay!
If you don't vote, you'll default to ally.
The
All they have to do
exposition.
is pick betray.
Let's begin the
We won't.
exposition.
Staying here won't change our vote. Right. We always intended to choose
Yeah,
Ally.
Someday I really want to do a full version of the Exposition song from History of the World Part 1,
It has the
but
same number of
make it about
BPs,
exposition
Tenkoji.
instead.
Normally, the safe plan would be to choose betray.
Think of
Since
some
you will be
clever
unable
rhyme.
to betray them, then Phi and Luna can choose to ally without worrying about
Okay, we
their
do
votes.
know that they can both betray each other, and that would be awesome. But if you betray somebody and they ally, they're gonna die. We figured this out. Anyway, T-Dog is gonna stay here.
You think I need you to tell me that? I won't take my eyes off him for a minute.
Come on. We don't have much time left. We need to go.
Yeah, that's pretty safe. You know, I think he can trust Phi and Luna not to betray him, and thereby kill him. If I was going up against Dio, I would not put that much trust in him, because he's a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes remain until Avidex game polling closes.
So whatever happened to those plans to make Virtue/Reward on the iOS?
Okay.
Did that ever, or was that just Japan?
I don't know.
Just Google it now.
Yeah.
iOS.
Virtue's Last Reward, iOS. I mean, did they put 999 on iOS?
I think they put 999 on iOS. That's it. Let me look for
Sigma, do
iOS.
you remember what I said back in the other warehouse?
Oh, yeah, I'm just going.
It was released in Japan for iOS May 29, 2013, but the English release it's still listed as 2014, so
Yeah. Can I?
that means it has not been released.
I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenryoji.
It's a
I
shame.
think we should choose Ally.
Because maybe that's the thing. They're hoping that the iOS version will make so much money that they'll be able to
I mean, maybe, yeah.
game. But when you don't even have a release date for it and it's already been translated and done in, it shouldn't take that long, I guess. They have all the English ready and they have the Japanese version all done. So
It might be a matter of sort of getting like licensing or like getting permission from certain people who worked on it. I've a good friend that works for Sony. That goes around, does a lot of like demoing and stuff like that. And he says one of the reasons I think it took them so long to put Grand Theft Auto 3 maybe on the the PSN network was just that it was being held up by like a single song, like getting like the rights to that song put on there. Otherwise, they'd have to go in and change the entire thing to take that song out. So there's a lot of these little intricacies that you got to navigate when it comes to porting games to different systems after the fact.
yeah, I know that. I think TV programs are getting better with that, because like when TV programs first started coming out on like video and DVD, all of a sudden they don't have the rights to produce the songs or anything, because they only got broadcast rights. So
yeah,
like with the Muppets Christmas special, you watch the tape of it, 3 of the songs are missing and very badly edited out, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I think nowadays people are smarter about that, and that's probably written into most, when they make TV programs now, they probably have an eye to an eventual release on other platforms. I could be wrong. Okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to ally or betray? Because Quark is going to ally no matter what.
Oh, I don't know what you're planning to do. I'm sure this has already been set down, but I don't want to do betray because it makes me feel like an ass. But that's probably what we're gonna do at this point, isn't it?
Well, actually, the correct thing is allies, so you're correct. But I'll probably show the bad ending where you betray.
And everyone's like, "You asshole!
You killed a little boy, but he was frozen." But he's frozen. He doesn't have his bracelet on anymore. Jeez.
It's fine. Don't worry about Quark.
Yeah.
But still, it's a dick move. Dick move.
I do like how they recap the exposition. Nice. I'm just waiting for them to have a recap of the recap. Huh? I am going to show the bad ending. Okay. Well, it's good to be thorough, I suppose.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Amphidex gates now opening. What did you choose, Sigma? No.
The Wama.
That's as good as saying you chose betray.
Clover gonna be mad at him after convincing him into picking betray? Jeez. It's not like she did like the huge, like in previous rounds where she was like really trying hard to get him to vote betray, but
No, just
she did talk about it for like 3 minutes, so
yeah. She used subliminal messaging, is what she did.
it wasn't a hard sell as she's done in the past, but she still tried to force him into doing it. Okay.
Points have been assigned.
Okay, so betray, ally, betray, ally.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet.
Now everybody's going to hate Sigma. Yeah, Clover's going to try to pawn the blame off on Sigma. I feel like that's what she's going to do.
Yeah,
What did
Def.
you do, Clover? Sorry, it wasn't me. Sigma, huh? Yeah. Care to explain this then?
God, what is up with her boobs? Like, I can't not look at it every time I see it, but like not out of a pervy way, because it's just,
With him, Clover?
it defies physics. Why would anyone ever wear that?
Maybe this is how they're going to get the funding for Zero Escape 3.
Yeah. Zero Escape 3. What really is happening with Alice's boobs?
Oh, so this is the ending where Sigma just runs for it like a jerk.
Yeah.
Doesn't even bother to try to talk things out with everybody else.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take into consideration the fact that
Yeah.
the door takes forever to open.
You're sitting there waiting, everyone's rushing at you.
I'm just surprised in more of the endings. I don't think there's a single ending where somebody without 9 points tries to go through the door.
That bitch actually did it?
Yeah.
It's like you might as well go for it. You've got no other option besides stay here and die.
I mean, there's always the concept that, you know, the person could return and, you know, try and get you all out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they've got food there, don't they? Yeah, because there's the
pantry, yeah.
yeah.
They've got enough
And they got
beer.
booze. Yeah, they got booze, they got food.
Don't give me that shit.
You could
I
kill
know
some
a
time
liar
there
when
for
I
a
see
bit.
one.
Yeah. We saw a bit in the Quark ending. I think that's one of the few endings where we, like, see what happens after the door closes. Most endings,
Right.
the door closes, bam, that's the end.
Agreed.
I also
But with the Quark ending, it's like, oh, here's what they're doing an hour
Yeah.
afterwards. You know, they said, oh, we just went through the entire facility, examined it, you know, got things set up and stuff.
It's like, yeah, wait it out. I mean, if
Then they find, like, the ID card inside the old woman's pocket, and it just makes you wonder why they had not thoroughly checked the
yeah,
old woman.
right. That's just sloppy, is what that is.
It's because Clover was the one who did that, and every single time Clover is set to examine somebody, she does a horrible job of it. Even though she's supposed to be a big shot secret agent.
Get your head in the game, Clover.
Like when she
For
searches,
crap's sake.
when she, what is it? She searches Dio for like the bomb thing.
Mm-hmm.
She finds the cyanide pill. Dio's like, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Put it close to my mouth. She does. I'm like, idiot.
God damn it, Clover.
I mean, I didn't even know ahead of time that it was a cyanide pill, and still it's like, oh, that's gotta be poison.
You don't. I don't even know what to think of some of these people.
We're gonna find out later on in this video more about what Clover does, so maybe we'll learn if she is in fact a good secret agent or not.
Spoiler alert, she's not.
Because this is one of the two endings without any requirements, so you can get this ending on your first playthrough.
Yeah.
So
What is this ending?
You're the only one
this
of us
unlocks
who
the
knows.
K ending.
Nobody else can get out.
Hmm.
But this is an
Because
order
we
from the
are going
commanding
to learn
officer.
something
You are
about
to escape
Clover's
from this
brother.
facility. Once you've accomplished that, call for
I don't
help.
think they're gonna name him by name, but you know, we played the other game.
We know. Yeah, Snake.
None of
Yeah.
us will get out of here alive.
Is it this Snake?
Please.
It's just Snake, isn't it?
I think his name is Snake. Yeah, his name was Light, and Snake is his nickname.
Because he was 2.
Snake Eyes.
And he was blind.
Fine. You didn't make me much
Okay,
choice.
so Snake. Yeah, Clover's going to find something and then remember. Find a special injection gun, which, yeah, we'll see that. She'll find a special injection gun, and then she remembers this huge lecture that her brother gave her about that specific compound or whatever's in the gun. And then in the K ending, we'll have a flashback to that specific speech.
Alice! No!
And then,
No.
Sigma's gonna use it. Oh no, but there's no time. Clover's gonna die. So basically nobody's going to be friends with Sigma ever again after this ending.
This ends
Nope.
the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please
Isn't it though? I mean, there's got to be ventilation. There's got to be.
Well, it's high up on the walls, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you can find some way up there eventually.
I think Zero left himself a rabbit hole somewhere, but
I see what you did there.
yeah. So let's see. Now I'm gonna do it with Ally, which is what we should have done.
Can we break for some water?
We could take a water break, yeah.
Yay, water break.
I'll just pause here.
Or you can keep going. I'll jump back in. I'll just be a minute.
Oh, okay.
Something tie people over. Random quip about something funny in the game. Something that I saw a while ago that I was reminded of by the game, and I don't know, crack about Paul Franzen's beard. Sure.
Yep, go.
All right.
So, it's nice that he made a crack about Paul Franzen's beard, because we got some comments on that in the previous video. Let me see. Somebody with a long screen name put hashtag Paul Franzen for president, which, no, sorry. He's not running for president, but I don't know if I don't think Paul's on the list of people to be here, doing commentary for these videos. He's not on right now. He's not on staff, so I don't know. We need to pick. Like I mentioned, we have 3 different pathways after this one. We have the K pathway, the Luna pathway, and we finish up with the Phi pathway. So we need to figure out who we are going to bring with us as commentators for the final 3 pathways. And I've already forgotten who we've had. I think we've had Anna, I think we've had Diana, we've had Nicola, and we've had other person. Nathaniel. Yes, we've had Nathaniel. Michael Ridgaway, but is that 6 people? Paul, yeah, okay. Let's say that's 6 people for the 6 pathways. Hooray, hooray.
Have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Everybody allied.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. So you chose ally, huh? Thank you.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Everybody allied except for, well, Dio. He got betrayed. The double
Yeah.
betrayal there.
Well,
And now
good.
Clover really likes us for being an allying because we didn't betray the poor little kid.
I mean, yeah, that's generally a pretty good thing for people to do.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm not going to go overboard on the praise for somebody doing something that they should have done.
Alright.
But still, Alice, Kay, and Dio, they all...
What is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
Yeah, I mean, it's Dio. No one likes Dio.
Well, then what was it like?
I mean, that was like the one constant I found in the game. Is that, it's like, Dio's gonna be choose betray.
Yep.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose Alan.
So it was Kay and Dio. So I think probably both of them decided to betray. We've seen Kay pick betray before.
You can't die. You've got 6
Yeah, yeah. Kay was always one of those weird people that was kind of weird to get a handle on with regards to what he was gonna pick.
Your vote was always
Just remember the one ending where he just really lays it on heavy that they're both gonna ally, and then he betrays you.
would make 9.
See, then it'd be game over.
Like,
That dick.
He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see, that's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
yeah, speaking of, you know, what happens after the number 9 door shuts, there's a computer in this place. I'm sure somebody can log on to the internet.
Yeah.
Say, hey, could you get it like a GPS reading on where we are? Or at least keep in touch with people.
Maybe download Steam. You know. Have something to do.
The Apodex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Apodex game will
I wonder if they got Netflix on in the base.
We do know that, we haven't found that out yet, never mind, but we find out in the K ending sort of what they do to amuse themselves in the base when they were, like, building things and stuff.
Oh, I forget that, but...
It took them, like, years to build this thing, but there were, like, computer programs / games for them to play with
as many times as we want, right?
during their downtime, so...
Didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
Well, that's good. You need something to do. I mean, otherwise you just, you go a little wacky.
So I mean, unless like Zero deleted that from his computer, which seems like the jerk move he would do.
Yeah, that would be a dick move.
Only left Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Free Cell. Maybe he did that, and nobody understands the rules.
How do you play Free Cell?
I don't know. I think it's something like adding, and I don't know.
And she probably knows. She knows a lot of these things.
I knew once, and I knew how to do tri-peaks, but I've already forgotten at this point. That was like years ago.
Yeah. Spider Solitaire is about as difficult as I'm willing to get when it comes to games on the computer that are like, something I get off of Steam.
Yeah. did learn how to play Scopa, which is an Italian card game, but it works with an Italian deck, and I don't have any of those, so I've forgotten it by now.
I think I've got them figured out.
So yeah, it was a really fun game, but, you know,
Scopa!
I got a Scopa.
Scopa! Do you have to yell Scopa when you get it?
Yes, when you get a Scopa, you yell a Scopa.
Let's Scopa!
Table.
Sounds fun. Just because I would
That was
like
the
yell
fun part of the game, actually. Yeah, it wasn't so much the winning, it was being able to shout
just
when
yelling
you win.
Scopa!
It's like playing Uno, where the fun is just shouting Uno.
Right. I mean, shouting is a pretty fun part of any game.
Oh, so this is our only option. Who are we stuck with here? We are stuck with Tenmyoji and Quark.
Yes. No
Because
other
I'm Sigma,
combinations would be
okay.
able to open the secondary
Right.
doors. Admittedly,
Okay, that's not bad for the final round.
here for us to check.
Yeah.
Although Quark is asleep, and I imagine Tenmyoji is going to get all whiny about
Then
that.
Sigma would be stuck with
Yeah,
everything to pair up
he
with.
usually does. He gets all Nicolas Cagey about it.
I never thought I'd have to put up with
Just
dealing
because
with
he's your
Just
grandkid,
didn't think hard enough
who
then.
technically isn't
Sooner or
related to
later,
you. You just
Right?
bounce.
He's not even your real grandkid. Jesus.
Well, you know, I do understand Tenmyoji is sort of a lonely person, just collects garbage for a living, right?
So,
Yeah.
what should we do?
I mean,
Sounds
though I can't
awful.
really
It's
judge.
tough.
That's essentially what I do.
Secondary doors open.
Going to yard sales.
Yeah, I mean, I tried the yard sale site that you, I mean, like you posted, like, this is a cool yard sale, and then I set it for my neighborhood. There really wasn't anything going on.
So we might
That's
as well
really-
take that
It's-
medicine.
I mean, I barely. Is it the estate sales site?
Yeah, I think
That
that
was
was it.
Oh, I'll help.
Yeah. I mean, I only rarely get good things in my neck of the woods
I guess I can help.
from that
What about
site.
you, Sigma?
Most of the time, I just kind of peruse it, and look at the ones going on everywhere else, and
We should split up and search.
gnash my teeth in jealousy as I see the Fire Emblem for the Wii just sitting there, just like, oh damn it.
Yeah, I remember, like, what's her face? I know this person's name, Mildred Wirt, who wrote the original Nancy Drew books back in the 30s. She died in like 90, 98, 99, and her estate finally went up for sale just last year, 2013.
Yes.
So, but that was in Ohio, so I wasn't able to get any of her goodies.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that one, because she is so well known, it probably would have been able to do.
Yeah, it definitely would have been.
Without Quark's bracelet,
I went to the estate sale for
Looks like we got all that straightened out.
Big Huge Games, which was a subsidiary of 38 Studios, Kurt Schilling's company, and yeah, it was a bit of a zoo because it was fairly high profile. But I hear the one for the main office up in Rhode Island was even worse. So they got some good stuff there, mainly for MagFest.
Mhm.
Bought out most of their systems and some other bought up some PCs. Tried to buy their game collection, but by the time it got above $1,000, it's like, nah. Apparently, someone there really wanted it, so. Well.
Well, usually I'm just in it for old books. I mean, books and games, usually those are things I get. I'm not interested in,
Good idea.
what is it, artwork or whatever?
Yeah.
So a big thing in estate sales.
Furniture.
Furniture, yeah. I have no interest in furniture, although I really should, because I don't have a desk or a kitchen table.
Yeah.
This is just one of those folding desks that I'm using right now.
Well, this
But
is
it
just
makes for
what I
great
was
conversation with people come over and they try to eat. It's like, well, where am I gonna eat? It's like, oh, just eat at the kitchen table. It's like, oh, you're being sarcastic.
Yeah, I've basically got a rule in place with Vanjie that the only things I really bring home from estate sales and yard sales are video games and systems and whatnot for MagFest. I'm not allowed to bring back anything else because, we don't need more junk in here.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the
I brought back a few books and some DVDs last weekend, but that's about it.
Exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
Let's see. None of these people have put up any pictures, too. West Lynn, might as well look for that.
Unfortunately, that seems
I like how we just, basically spend the time.
Yeah, an Elvis Presley auction. Well, I've actually been to the antique store, which is basically the Elvis Presley antique store. It wasn't that good, so that's close by me. So, oh, so we're going to eventually find something important.
No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
I just don't think we haven't found anything important yet.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's
Okay,
the
so
same
let
as
me
the number
put
9
down my
door.
notes here. I mean, I have notes about when I pause the video for like 3 seconds, so
Focusing on finding that
gonna have to resync
Quark
up the
needs it.
commentary, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right? Okay.
Oh, they're just selling a fire truck. Yeah, these are trucks, old trucks. I don't need that.
Come listen to the
Yeah, it's not like this is
Zero
going-
Escape walkthrough where Michael and Michael go look at estate sales.
I know everybody wants. I mean, this sale is going to be ending soon, so
Yeah.
Oh, dude, March 29th? No, people have got plenty of time to come down and check this out. He's got 2
Yeah.
police cars and a 1990 Dodge Durango. No, 99.
Oh.
My mistake.
It's a good year. It's a good year.
1931 Chevy 4. Ooh, that's got to go for a lot.
What's this? Oh, the Dave. I've seen it. There's one in. There's one in Maryland, but I've already seen that. There's one in Glendale.
1928 Crosley Speedster. Okay, that's an ugly looking car, but yeah, I would believe it's from the 20s.
I have heard rumors about
No, I think it is funny because like when the government shut down in like November, I think we were actually on topic. We got that video up before the shutdown ended. But usually it's like, oh, well, in the delay between us recording the video and the video actually going up, everything we talked about has just been delayed.
Oh gosh. So yeah, were we talking about the government shutdown last time?
No, it would have been before you. So it was, Diana was definitely there.
It's like, oh guys, this coming shutdown. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, it worked into our commentary because I just keep saying, I keep worrying that,
Don't tell
or the people in the game keep worrying that the government is evil and lock them in there just to torture them. But now Clover's actually going to go on her long speech about her backstory and her brother.
Government, good.
Good, so she remembered something, so yay. This is important. Here is what she said. Is this like a children's book? Okay.
Pretty much.
So they are secret agents working for the Department of Defense.
Remember, they have to explain every little thing.
This is the government. They are required to do so.
Yeah, no, that's the Government Disclosure Act. When you are in a situation that would sort of every other alternative is exhausted, you must give a lengthy exposition as to your background and your entire job. It's under the Patriot Act.
Mm-hmm.
It helps build tension. So.
Actually, we're probably going to get into the fact that she's an Esper, which is a term they came up from this game, but it's not too hard to figure out. It's because she has the psychic connection with her brother, which we've seen in the previous game. the government decides they like having secret agents with psychic abilities. I guess this is, there are plenty of people who haven't played the first game that really got into this one.
That's fair.
Although I have to wonder if the first game is like a complete letdown after playing this one, because this one is like 3 to 4 times larger than the first game.
Yeah, I mean, this game does have a lot more to recommend it. I think overall, I kind of like the story a little bit better in the first one, just because it's
a little more compact, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little less weird, first off.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, and it's self-contained. It has it wraps up pretty nicely, and then but then you've got this where, well, the problem we're getting with Zero Escape 3, it's like there's a spoiler alert, there's a big cliffhanger at the end of this one, and it's like, well, crap, that's not very satisfying. Excuse me, that's not very satisfying.
So this is good, because Alice, she shows up randomly at the end of 999, and everybody thinks it's a joke, because it is.
Yes.
But
Yes.
here they're saying, oh, she was there because she got a clue that there were terrorists.
Terrorists.
That's why she was in the middle of the Nevada desert. Still doesn't explain why she was dressed.
Yeah, really, right? It's just like, oh, this is
I'm going
my
after
standard CIA
terrorists.
uniform.
I'm gonna dress like that.
Yeah. That's how the pharaohs dressed. Pharaohs were from Egypt. Egypt's in the desert. It's your tax dollars at work, America. We've gotten kidnapped twice now. I mean, kidnap me once, shame on you. Kidnap me twice, shame on me.
I don't suppose there's any way to put like a search on this the estate sale site, just so I can only look at places that have listed video games.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, cool.
Here's the search function. I usually just go in and search for like Nintendo.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, and sometimes they just have video games. Typically, it'll list the system. So, I'll go in and search for like Nintendo or Sega or Xbox or Game Boy, that sort of thing.
Huh. This is a storage unit that went out of business. Okay. So that's what happens when storage units go out of business. They have to sell everything.
Pretty much. I mean, I get a. I've met a lot of people recently that do. This is because I go around buying up stuff for MagFest. A lot of places that do, a lot of people that do storage locker cleanouts, whether it's, the storage place goes out of business, or, if someone is late on their payments and has been so for a while, basically the storage locker place takes possession of everything in there, and they have it on that show Storage Wars, where people will just bid for the locker and get everything that's inside. Of course, they just open up the locker, and yeah, you might see something in there you want, but you have really no idea what's in there. So it's a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that will do cleanouts for those, and put the stuff up on Craigslist. So Can occasionally get a good deal there.
Those are all VHS tapes. I'm not buying. Okay, never mind.
AKA trash.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently Snape likes to play the harp. Snake likes to play the harp. Okay. I mean that's good, I guess, but really need to learn. Okay. I know. I mean, I got this place near my house, which is a video game store, which sells video games, and it has all the systems. You know, so it's got the original NES and SNES and Sega Genesis and all those games. But half of the store is the half of the store that makes money is the DVD section.
Yeah.
Let's see, because I purchased the Tomb Raider game, which came out in 2013, but I got it for like the Xbox, which I don't have, so
Why'd you do that?
I don't know why. I don't know how that happened. It was part of an order with something else, and I just didn't check closely enough. So let's see. So I think they gave me like $15 worth of DVDs. I mean, that's what I got in exchange for that.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're able to still do good business with DVDs, all considering. I mean, Netflix, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the store's finances are like, so, but... Just the fact that it takes up half the store. Okay, so this is Alice. Alice went up to them and decided to use their, psychic powers. And now we're explaining that because you didn't play the first game. I mean, they're not very good. I guess they are good psychic powers, but like she's explaining, it's a one-way message. She can only send it to her brother. It's not like he can send anything back to her.
Yeah. It's like, it's very much message in a bottle for all you know.
Yeah. I imagine there are situations where it's really, really useful. I just can't think of any right off the top of my head.
Poker.
Yeah,
Blackjack.
She's
I mean, they can go
somebody
to Vegas and run the table, man.
Anyway, I think they use it to send her inside secret facilities, so they can know what the secret facilities look like.
Don't have to worry about, giving her a camera, bugging her, giving her anything that would cause her to be suspect.
Oh no. And now we're gonna get into how it took them a long time to convince her to finally agree with it.
Exposition! Exposition! Oh, exposition, exposition, exposition!
You think they would...
Exposition?
No, they're not gonna say anything about, Junpei and Akane, or whoever, the main character in June from the first game. They have time-traveling telepathy. I think that'd be super useful.
Right? Time lepathy.
Well, there is the slight problem that June went off at the end of the game and disappeared and nobody saw her again, so...
Yeah, right? That's a dick move.
Yeah, so I guess it can't be too useful if... I mean, it's nice that Junpei can send telepathy into the past, though.
She kind of was a terrorist, though.
You'd think they would like, at least take him and try to train him to do it with other people rather than just her.
Right. It's a very limited skill set as it stands.
I mean, I would still at least investigate, figure it out. But I guess the story is that nobody quite knows it, how it works yet. Oh, 7. We get to hear about 7. Oh boy.
Hooray!
You're probably not gonna see.
Exposition! Exposition! Exposition!
Use the horrible detective. Oh no. They lost control of him. I really have to wonder, like, how he's going to do that. Find her, because he has no clue. So he probably just went back to his town and tried to trace her relatives and things like that.
Can you do a reverse telepathy lookup on the internet?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you could do.
Well, it is like, what was it? It's 9 years ago, so he can find out where she was 9 years ago. He's really good at that.
Aha!
As long as she moves every like years, he's screwed.
You're always 9 years behind.
Okay, so they trained for several months.
Exposition.
Well, you know what? I to complain about what's that game? Final Fantasy VI. They introduced the concept of espers without any exposition whatsoever, and I had no idea what was going on.
Fair enough.
But I also don't like it when it's like, okay, now this is them introducing the concept of espers with, like, a humongous amount of exposition.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sweet spot that you want to hit, where it's like, okay, you know, just kind of give me the rundown, but don't go in and tell me about the first Esper War, where the you know, specific battle of Yo Mama Mountain with, you know, where this person fought this person, and it was a great battle leading unto the Battle of Yo Mama Mountain 2, where blah blah blah.
Okay, so this is her wearing a different outfit, which is interesting. It looks like she's working at like
Outfits.
it looks like she's working at like a waitress at a drive-through place in the 1960s.
I mean, how else are those people going to get their food, Michael?
So she was working undercover as a waitress, yeah.
She was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
We do know that. She's old enough to serve alcohol, I believe.
Just in a cocktail bar. Something, 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 something.
That was something we mentioned in the previous video. We questioned whether or not she was old enough to serve alcohol, so...
Yeah.
Because she's 18, but she's not 21. So she can serve it, but she can't drink it. Right.
You can't work behind the bar, I don't think. Like, you can be a waitress, you can bring a beer to a table, but you can't work behind a bar.
Yeah, so that was his job.
In the US.
Somehow this...
I found out that in Japan they have all-you-can-drink bars.
Yes.
That's so just like, wait, what? Did I read that right? It's like, no, it's you go in, it's like, you know, all-you-can-eat buffet, except it's booze. It's like that's That's a great damn idea. Of course, I think Maryland and Baltimore specifically are one of the drinkingest places in the U.S. because we're kind of poor here, relatively, and it's like no, that business would go bankrupt in a week.
You're,
Oh my
you're
God.
close enough to Washington, D.C. that people would want to.
Oh, if I could get the DC people out here. Actually, no, they drink even worse. Because Lord knows, I mean, living in Washington, D.C. is a good reason to drink.
Mm-hmm.
What are they?
Whereas I think, as I mentioned here, we have more variety. I'm going to look up the official number of breweries. It's got to be over 20.
Well, we've got a good number of breweries here. We've also got a lot of imports stuff, but coast city.
30 plus. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why. I've been
Alameda
sending my
Brew
brother
House. Yeah, I've
messages
been
ever since I
there.
woke up.
Amnesia.
So we have a decent number of venues
Yeah,
around here.
if there was
Actually.
another Esper here, he could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking.
Where'd you say you are? Are you
Yeah, I'm in the Portland area.
Portland?
Portland.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Actually, yeah,
It's
Banji's family's from Portland.
Huh.
Her father said
No, never mind.
we were up
That's
there a few
probably
years
not
ago.
it.
Sorry.
Lucky Labrador is a brewing company? What? I thought that was just a pub. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting distracted looking at all these places that I've been to.
Yeah, because we've been so on point for the rest of this video.
We finished the exposition though, so like
Yeah. I mean, what the hell else do they want us to do during the exposition?
now
I mean,
back to the exposition, which is not flashback exposition, but more modern day
Right.
exposition.
Well,
it's contemporary exposition.
Mhm.
but
So they were trying to stop the terrorists from releasing Radical 6, and clearly they did a bad job.
They sure did.
well, if we knew
But
that,
I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if they said Radical 6 specifically, or if the terrorists just wanted to release a virus in general. Because it could be possible that the terrorists were trying to release Radical 4,
next year.
and just by accident Radical 6 showed up and just put them all out of business.
I mean, Radical 4 is great. It makes you more radical. That's all it
That makes
does.
the most sense.
Like you're able to do super sweet flips off with like skateboard ramps, and like you're like super good at like dunking.
Yeah, I mean, they
And
developed it so they could beat us at the X Games.
yeah, no,
Restore
that's
American
that was our
morale,
secret
take
weapon.
over the country
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. But it actually made people less radical by dying.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame.
That's
This is why you don't play God.
Fine.
This is
yeah.
why you don't play God.
Well, if Kay really does have
Always gotta feel
memory
bad
loss,
for these
then
people
it's
who
only fine. Quark is out too.
they're just out of their job, and it's not their fault that somebody else just managed to completely beat you, and you had no idea they were even trying
Mm-hmm.
in that industry.
Right?
Ever engineer a
How would I know?
a illness that it kills a lot of people. So
I heard it was something about purifying
We're still talking about
unclean?
this. Okay.
Oh, unclean.
I do want to share something funny I just found
Unclean.
in my spreadsheets of my game collection.
Shut up. Just
I had these
hold
up
on a
last
minute.
night.
I'm this close to remembering.
I got some new games yesterday. Very excited about that.
Clean,
And I was
clean,
updating my list last night, including my list of stuff I kind of keep around for trade and whatnot. And I'm just noticing I got a little message from Vanjie in here.
I'm talking about
It
this
says,
stuff.
"Bebe, oh bebe, I love you." It's like, I'm guessing someone snuck onto my laptop while I was in the bathroom.
I seem to remember Nah, I don't remember. I did that, you know, like with my girlfriend's phone, but we had each other's phones, and so I sent all these Facebook messages to myself.
Exactly.
Just to mess with her, because the next time she goes on Facebook and sees all these messages she sent to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just remembered. My brother told me about
Okay,
that.
so we finally found the important thing. We just found this gun.
That means it's a sort of antidote for
Actually, they could have skipped like, half hour of exposition. This has neostigmatine, and her brother told her it's an antidote to the stuff that is in the bracelet, which kills them.
I'll start at the top, all right?
So you could use this gun to shoot somebody up full of that stuff, and they will not die from the bracelet.
Following me?
But of course, they've only got enough for one shot.
Right. It's the second thing we get injected.
What happened to Fi? Wasn't she here with us, or is she just... No.
First, is this over real?
I know she went into this room with us, but she's not here anymore.
The tuberculosis is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really
She got bored and went home.
Could you just like, I don't know, give someone like CPR until they come back?
I feel like the game tried to exhaust all the possibilities of getting out of it. We had the deep freeze get you out of it. This neostigmine gets you out of it. Sigma gets out of it by destroying his arm. Like cutting off your arm. That's another way to get out of it. So we have at least 3 different ways to get out of the killer trap that...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, getting rid of your arm, that's a good one.
...has been set. So... I feel like it's like
manually keeping someone breathing for however long.
Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
Oh, okay. So I just got a message like an hour ago from Nicholas Uprak, who was going to record with us. His car broke down and he got towed. So that's why he wasn't here.
That sucks.
And he asked
Sorry,
if I
Nicholas.
know a mechanic in the Chicagoland area. That would be great. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah, not so much.
I'm sure I know like a random grandma in the Chicagoland area, but
Maybe she knows a mechanic.
mhm.
Just start calling random old women in Chicago.
Well, it's one of those things, like, we've got people who are extended family, but I don't know how they're related, but, it's other means, so I'm like, well, you're somebody's grandma, and you're close enough related that you'll listen to me. Okay, so Fi apparently, now she's just glazed over. And because we've been through other pathways, we know what her problem is now. She's got that radical 6. Either that or she was so bored by the exposition she still hasn't recovered. So you're either going to die or you're just bored and you need nap time. I don't know which. But yeah, this is a unique sprite, I think. I mean, we only see this when she's like one other case where she does like her eyes half shut and going, You see it when she's busy dying, and then just somewhere else, I think, when she's just being super sarcastic. Oh, hey, McDonald's is the official restaurant of the Olympics, oh boy. because they're so healthy. All the athletes eat McDonald's all the time. So what's happening now? Oh, is this where Sigma's all by himself? Oh, we're coming up on the end of the video.
All by himself.
Yeah, we've got like 8
Don't
minutes
wanna
left.
be
8 minutes left. Yeah, he's exploring all by himself. He's like, wait a minute, what
himself.
happened to these 2 people here? I'm all alone. Well, they were turned into Metroids. That's why they're now floating in the tank.
Yeah. Silly Michael, people don't get turned into Metroids. Metroids lay eggs. You're thinking of, I guess you're thinking of closer to Alien, where, you get the chest bursters that come out.
Yeah.
I guess the way that people are turned into aliens that way.
The Metroid games I've played haven't had too many Metroids in them. Let's see. The first Game Boy Advance game, I played that one. It wasn't Zero Mission, but that was all about
Fusion.
fighting the X rather than fighting Metroids. I mean, Metroids came in at the very end, but...
Well, it's just like, it is the continuation of the Metroid franchise.
Mhm.
Because they pretty much killed all the Metroids.
Yeah.
I believe that is the furthest along chronologically in the Metroid series.
Yeah.
They've not done any other games with Samus in her fusion suit.
Yeah, I think after that... Yeah, the game after that was a remake of the first one.
Zero Mission.
Zero
Mission's really good.
Everybody loves. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I only played it through once.
Yeah. I love it, yeah. I mean, I'm one of those people that love Zero Mission.
It's on my list to replay again. It's like, I know it's good. I must have just played it wrong. I just got so lost. It's one of those things where I didn't play it enough. So it's like, I played it for like 2 hours and then picked it up a month afterwards.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it wasn't as much fun because I'd forgotten where everything is and what's going on and what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Metroid Fusion, there's a walkthrough for that here on this channel, GameCola.net.
Is there, you say? Why, you can find any type of information here on the Game Cola channel.
Oh boy. Oh, and
Sorry.
that reminds me, we were supposed to say this at the beginning. There is also a version of this video walkthrough without commentary.
Oh, yeah, there totally is. So if you just don't want to hear, us,
Talk
dicking around.
Sales and naps and stuff. It's
yeah.
totally
If you want
to this video without commentary.
Right. If you actually just want to watch Virtue's Last Reward and, maybe figure out how to get through some of these puzzles and not listen to 2 idiots just yammer. Yeah, I'm really sorry. We only just told you that you have a different option.
5 minutes before the end of the video. Oh, so there's blood dripping all over the floor. Where is this? Probably the infirmary? Yeah.
Blood gets off at the 2nd floor.
No, that's the infirmary. I recognize the AED.
Mm-hmm. Like an island of flesh.
Everyone's dead.
That's a good band name. Island of Flesh.
I mean, at this point we know they all committed suicide because we know about the effects of Radical 6, but they all happened to be like right near each other when they did it? Or they all did it at the same time?
Misery loves company.
I guess. Oh, or maybe it's this. It's they all use the exact same weapon. So when somebody killed themselves and dropped it, the another person's like, I can't live anymore. They picked it up. So that's why they're all
Or
close to each other, except for Tenmyoji, who for some reason was lying on the bed.
He's old. He's tired. He got tired.
There's got to be a story for the reason why, Fi is sitting down.
Yeah.
Let's see, Dio's boots are on top of Alice's head, so clearly he died after she did.
Maybe that's just what they want you to think.
Somebody rearranged the bodies?
Yes. You know who could figure this out? Nancy Drew.
Probably. It's one of the series where they let her do murder mysteries as opposed to the series where she's so, G-rated that she can't solve anything besides, a series of accidents. Funny how that works. Some remakes they make it more murder and hardcore stuff, and then some remakes they make it more. Well, like the one for third graders. She never solves anything nasty or bad, but
Right.
it's for third.
It's like who pooped in the sink?
Wah.
Nancy Drew and the mystery of the sink deuce.
I'm laughing, but apparently that ended up. The third grader series apparently is much more popular than the one they wrote for 6th to 8th graders.
Well, a sink deuce is sort of a timeless mystery. That's something we can all relate to.
So these are the credits. That's why they all killed each other. They couldn't solve.
Someone
the
took a
mystery.
deuce in the sink. It's just like, oh my god, I can't deal. Maybe that is what the aim for the third, no escape, zero escape should be.
And that's why it got canceled.
Yes.
The
They still completely scrapped the Radical Six plot, and it's all about who deuced in the sink in the Axis bathroom. No one's getting out until we find out who deuced in the sink, and you've all got bracelets that are gonna kill you if you leave and/or take another deuce in a sink. I'd play that game.
Oh, I think we should. I'll just wait for the video, and it's too late to bring up an argument of who would have been in the third game if it ever gets made.
I think you should bring back Snake.
Yeah, I think they decided like Luna's mother or something. Something like that, I don't know. Luna and Snake, that'd be good.
Snake would be good.
I don't know, maybe that's what they do. They just put out a poll of who the most popular characters are. They take the 4 most popular characters, and then they put in, then they just make 5 others. It's one way to go about it.
Dio comes back, takes a deuce in the sink.
He is the culprit. We've solved it.
He would! He totally would! Clover End.
We have finished 2/3 of the game. We are so amazing. Hopefully it won't take another 3 months to do the next pathway.